Hello friends, welcome to Wisdom of Pinnacle YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn about class and object in a great detail. So first let us have a look on the objectives of this video. First we'll see what is a class, after that what is an object, how they are related to each other, what are the members of class, what are different types of classes based on the keywords available in C#. And at the last, we are going to summarize few of the important points related to class and object. Now, first, let us try to understand what is a class and object and how they are related to each other with the help of a real-time example. So, let us move ahead. Now, here we can see there are two pictures of car. Okay, so the first one is a sketch of a car as a class, whereas second one is a picture of the actual car as an object. Okay, so what is a class? Class, it is a blueprint of a real life entity, whereas object, it's a instance of the class. Okay, so class is the blueprint or a template of a real time example, we can say. Okay, so next, with respect to a class, what we can say is that it consists of data and methods. Okay, so this data represents the attributes and method represents the behavior of the real-time entity. Okay, so next, related to coming to object, it represents a physical entity of the class. So object is nothing but a physical representation of the class. So whatever class we have created, it is representing that. Okay, next coming to the next point, it's related to memory. So class occupies no memory, whereas object occupies memory in the heap. Now since class is a blueprint, it is not going to occupy any memory, but as we are going to instantiate an object of that class, it is definitely going to occupy memory in a heap. So this is one of the important point related to class and object, and this is how they are related. Now let us try to understand class and object technically. Okay, now if I say that I would be having a class car, then definitely it would be having few attributes and behavior. Okay, so for example, it would be having attributes as model, color and price, whereas behavior would be run and accelerate. Okay, so whatever attributes and behaviors are written inside the class, those are by default available to object. So whenever we create an object, those would be available. So here we can say, so Ferrari for example is my object. So in that case, Ferrari car object is going to possess all the attributes of car class. Okay, so here also you can say we have model, color, price, behavior as run and accelerate. So this is how class and object, they are related to each other. So what we can say is class nothing but an encapsulation of properties and methods that are used to represent a real-time entity, whereas object is an instance of the class, and whatever properties and methods are defined inside that class, those are available to that object by default. Now coming to the next point, how do we declare a class in C#? Okay, so the syntax is access specifier with a class keyword, class name followed by open close curly braces, and inside that we have members of the class. So access specifier is again a separate topic. Okay, so we are going to have a separate video on this, but for now just try to understand that access specifier is used to define the scope of the class. Class itself is a keyword in C#. After that we have class name. Class name is any name. It is any user defined name. It's up to the user what name he or she wants to give to the class. And after that we have open close curly braces, and after that we have inside that members of a class. So now you must be thinking, what are the members of the class? Okay, so there are various members of the class in C#. Okay, so we are going to learn them one by one. So first, let us list the members of the class. Let us see what are the members available in C#. Okay, so the very first one is variables or fields. Next, properties. Then we have methods, or also known as functions. Then we have constructors. Then we have destructor, events, indexes and operators. Okay, so what is a field then? Field is any class level variable which is going to hold some value. Okay, so fields are usually private to any class, and they are used along with properties. Okay, so what are properties then? Properties are getter setter methods, okay, which encapsulate the private field of the class. Okay, so the getter method is used to return the value of the underlying field, whereas the setter method is used to assign the value to the underlying field. Okay, and properties are usually public, so they are exposed to the outside of the class so that they can be accessed with the help of an object. Next, coming to methods of function. Methods of functions are nothing but a set of instructions. Those are written to perform some specific task. Okay, and also these are exposed to the external world so that they can be accessed from outside of the class with the help of an object. Next, constructor. Constructor is again a special kind of method only. The purpose of constructor is to initialize the data members of the class whenever the object is created. Okay. Next, regarding destructor, events, indexers and operators, we would be seeing all these topics in the next upcoming videos, because these are again a different topic, so definitely we'll have to make a separate video for this topic. So for now, we are just going to focus on variables, that is fields, properties, methods or functions we can say, and constructs. So mainly our focus of today's video is going to be variables, fields, properties, methods or functions. Okay, so now in Visual Studio, let me try to show you how do we declare a class. Okay, so here I'm trying to write public class the car is the name of my class. Okay, so public is access modifier, class is a keyword, and car is the name of the class. Now inside that I would be writing property. Okay, so this is a auto implemented property. So public string and say model is the name of my property. Let me have one more property. So it would be public string color. Okay, so this is, so here we have two auto implemented properties. Now let us have one method. So public void, return type is void, run is the name of the method. Okay, and here we are going to write console.writeLine. This is the run method and model is, let me write the property name. Okay, now let us have one more method, public return type void, name of the method is accelerate. Okay, inside that let me have one console.writeLine. In that I would be printing this is the accelerate method and color is, let me write the value of color. Okay, so here I am having the entire class car declared. Now let me try to run and show it to you. So you would be seeing the console. Okay, output in the console. We cannot see any output or any of the console's WriteLine statements printed in the console. That's what we are going to see. Okay, so as I told you, we cannot see anything printed. The reason for that is because we have only returned the class. Okay, we have only defined it, declared it. Okay, but we have not instantiated. So we'll have to create the object first. Okay, only after that we can invoke the run and accelerate method. Okay, so see, now here this is, I have put a console.readline in the static void main. Now here you can see there is no output. Okay, no console.writeLine statement of run or accelerate method is printed. So for that I'll have to first create the object. So car obj is equals to new car. Okay, so with the help of new keyword. Now this is the instantiation of the object. After that, when I write obj and dot, then I can see accelerate, color, okay, then model and run. So the symbols for model and color is different since they are the properties, and for accelerate and run is different since those are the methods. Okay, so and as these are all publicly exposed methods and properties, hence we are able to see it from outside of the class. Now obj.model, let me try to assign some value to this model property. Okay, so here xyz 1 2 3 obj.color, let me assign some value, say yellow. Okay, right, done. Now obj, I want to invoke say run method, for example. So it would be, I would be trying to invoke it with the help of this obj object, right? So obj dot run, okay, and yeah, round open close round bracket, and then I would be having semicolon. Again obj dot accelerate, open close round bracket, semicolon. Okay, so this is how we have created object, invoke properties and methods. Now let me put a debugger and run it. So here we have gone to, the control has gone to this object creation line, and from here I would be debugging it. Okay, now here it has come to the next line, that is obj.model. Okay, so now if I try to hover it on the obj, then I can see color and model property both are null. Okay, because since we have just instantiated an object. Now let us try to assign the value. So now for the model property, it must have got assigned value. Yes, we can see xyz 1 2 3 is a value which has got assigned, but still the color property is null. Okay, now when I will run this obj.color, I can see yellow color is assigned to the color property. Okay, so now both the properties have got the values assigned to them. Now I will try to invoke the run method, and I'll just press F11 to go inside that method. So let me press F11. Okay, now here the control comes in the run method. Okay, and when I try to debug it, F10, then I can see here the value of model is xyz, what we have set it, and then the control goes back to that, and after that the next line is executed. Inside the accelerate method, it goes, this line is printed, we can see color is yellow, and then returns to the main function, and then console.read line would be executed, and we can see the output in the console window. See, we can see the output. This is the run method, and the model is xyz 1 2 3. Next line, this is the accelerate method, and color is yellow. So this is how we are able to write a class. We are able to create the object and invoke the methods and properties with the help of an object. Okay, now next, coming back to our discussion, so let us see what are the different types of classes based on the keyword in C#. So first one, the very first one is partial class. So partial class is declared with the help of partial keyword, and it is used for the parallel development in the team. Okay, so whenever these two partial classes they would be compiled, it would be compiled as a one in the compilation process. After that, the next type of class is abstract class. Okay, so let me first tell you what is an abstract class. Abstract class is a class which is declared with the help of an abstract keyword. Okay, and abstract class, they contain abstract methods as well as non-abstract members also. And abstract class, we cannot create an object for an abstract class. Okay, so we cannot instantiate its object. It acts as a base class. Okay, so that is all about abstract class. So next class is a class which is declared with the help of a sealed keyword, and we do not we are not allowed to have a new class with a from the sealed class. Okay, so that is used to restrict the inheritance of any class For that we have sealed class. Next is static class. Static classes are declared with the help of a static keyword, and we have static members defined inside a static class, like static field, static constructor, static method. Okay, and we cannot instantiate an object of a static class, but the members of a static class can be accessed with the help of a class name followed by the dot operator. Okay, so that is one important point related to static classes. So all these four are the classes based on the keywords which are available in C#. And now let us summarize. We are coming to the last part of our today's videos, that is we were heading to the important points. So now that we have learned all about the class and objects, let us summarize few of the important points related to class and object. Okay, so the very first point that is there related to class is that only two access modifiers are applicable for class. Internal is by default, okay, and public is one which is explicitly taken by the class. Okay, so internal and public, only two are allowed at a class level. Okay, so next what we have related to class and object is that the default access modifier of methods and variables is private. Now since we have methods and variables written inside the class, they are always private to that particular class. Okay, but if required, if the situation demands, we can definitely make them public. After that, we have all classes have a base type of system.object. So the base class is system.object for all classes. After that, we have classes are reference types that hold the object created dynamically in a heap. So this point we have already covered in the first part, that classes, they do not occupy any memory, whereas objects occupy memory in a heap. After that, next point is related to namespace. So classes, they should be written inside a namespace because it resolves the problem of naming conflict. So what happens whenever you have two classes with the same name but they belong to a different namespace, then it becomes easy to access them with the help of a fully qualified name. So it even makes the code more readable and more understandable. So that's all about important points related to class and object, and that's all about today's video. I hope you must have liked this video. If you have liked this video, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to Wisdom of Pinnacle YouTube channel. See you guys in our next video. Till then, bye and take care.